Hi, Well Property Women. I thought it might be useful if we invited Peter Moriarty, who was our last guest speaker at the meetup, to come in and give us another overview of how to use PriceFinder and the links that he is offering to us. And also, obviously, there's live videos that are going to come out in this package as well. So those of you that have signed up, that's awesome. And here's your overview. As we know, these are really powerful tools. I mean, they're used by developers, investors, real estate agents. If you're serious about property, you'll be using them because obviously there is a lot of things to consider when purchasing a property or looking to do a development, from council regulations, restrictions, overlays, flood, vegetation, height restrictions, the capacity to put on a secondary dwelling, if you're looking for splitter blocks, if you're looking for land subdivisions. These are all critical tools that you're going to need. So without further ado, I want to welcome Peter and thank him for his time today, again for the Well Property Women. See you at the other end.
Action takers. Today I'm providing with an overview of PriceFinder and how powerful a tool it can be for you when doing property work. Firstly, navigate to the PriceFinder website using your login details provided for you. PriceFinder is an amazingly powerful tool and it can provide you with as much information on property and underlying statistics of local areas as you'd like. Firstly, choose an area you're interested in, such as Nambour. Choose an address, and I'm just using an example property that I'm familiar with. To start investigating how this tool can help you. Once you've clicked on your property, quickly you'll see a street view photo or any photos that are publicly available if the property is for sale. On the top left hand corner, if you click on the map icon, you'll be able to visually see the property and those adjoining it. As you can see with this particular property in Nambour at Washington Street, there is a red boundary around the property that's held in one ownership with a white line down the middle. Clearly we can see that this property is two titles already, or what we otherwise call a splitter block. So the house sits across two different titles. So straight away we can understand that this is worth further investigation in relation to the creation of a separate title or a boundary alignment at the rear of the property. By reviewing the details of the property, you can clearly see the owner's details, the owner's registered address, and the sale history of the site, along with the site area. So back in 2008, in June, this property was bought for $340,000. Furthermore, PriceFinder provides you with details in relation to phone numbers that might be publicly available for the owner, history of when the site might have been for sale previously, along with rental history for the site. As you can see here, the site was rented originally in 2013 for $320 per week by First National Nambour. Further down, you'll see the lot and plan description, or RPD description of the site, the local government area it's in, primary land use for the site, and the title area. Furthermore, you can see the site's value as determined by the Queensland Government, which helps you understand potential land tax implications for future purchases. PriceFinder, as mentioned before, is a very powerful tool and provides statistical analysis for any site, such as school catchment areas, nearby development applications that have been lodged for various sites, as well as growth charts for areas, whether it be number of sales of residential property in a suburb or median growth for that suburb, for that particular type of residential property. Once you've established a site you may wish to look at, using this map tool, by clicking on a nearby property, you can also bring up details of that property without searching for that site directly. If you left click on the adjacent property, it will bring up the details of the property and a summary, mainly the address and the last sale price and date. If you left click on that link, it will then take you to the details of that property, similarly to what you've just searched for. By clicking on the map link again, you can then see the details of the adjacent property, owner's details, sale history, and other details you've seen before. If I wish to understand, for example, if this owner has other properties that they own around the state or the nation, you simply click on the owner's name, and that enables you to search for that owner's details to see if they have multiple land ownings within the state or the nation. As you can see, the only registered property that those owners, Ian and Alison Atkinson, own is 22 Washington Street. If you're doing research in relation to a particular suburb, trying to understand what activity is occurring within that suburb, if there's any particular trends worth noting, click on the search menu and then market activities. This is where you can search via sales trends, ownership details, properties for sale or for rent. For example, if we search in the Sunshine Coast region area, let's say we use the Nambour suburb as an example. We can include relevant sales. So these are the legitimate sales and not sales between family members, for example. We can also include agent's advice. So these are properties that may have been sold and gone to contract but not settled yet. And we can also include charts so we can understand which real estate agencies are most active in those areas. There are other search parameters you can limit the search by, such as dates by which the sales may have occurred, sales prices, and property types. So if I was intending to review specifically house and land sales that have occurred within Nambour, I just click on house. And then once you've selected the search parameters, click on search. The search results are displayed via map, which is an interactive map. As you can see, as you zoom in, the various search results appear in greater detail, and you can click on these individually. Alternatively, if you scroll down the page further, each of those properties that have been sold within that date range appear for the Nambour suburb. As you can see, the sale price is either listed, those with an asterisk against them are agent's advice. Those are properties that have not settled but have gone to contract. As an example, if we click on 67 Elizabeth Street, we can see photos of the property that's sold. We can see an estimate range on the left-hand side. That estimate is provided by PriceFinder based upon a statistical average of sales for that type of property within that locality. Once again, it displays the owner's address, the owner's name, and sale history. So we can see that via agent's advice, the property sold for $458,000 in January this year. The last recorded sale was 2004 for $290,000. PriceFinder also provides you with a percentage estimate of what that sale, what the most recent sale relates to in terms of percentage change. So if the market has gone up or down since that last recorded sale. And once again, you can see all of the other sales history. So we can see that since October 2017, This property has been on the market for $520,000, and over time offers has changed to offers over $499,000, $494,000, with the most recent sale being recorded or agent being advised the sale for $458,000. Now, just a reminder, PriceFinder is a very powerful tool, but there are many other tools at your disposal, such as the local government council planning scheme mapping. This is the Sunshine Coast Council MyMaps website. By clicking on the planning scheme link, straight away it can take you to a mapping page, interactive mapping page, that provides you with the council planning scheme zones, maximum building heights, flood overlays, vegetation overlays. You can either search for a particular address on the right hand side or manually search for a particular property. So if we navigate to using the tools on the left hand side, you can manually navigate into any particular area, such as Nambour, where we were looking previously in PriceFinder. As you zoom in, you'll see the various zones appear. By clicking on the left hand side, you can bring up the various overlays for a property, and by clicking on an individual site, Council's mapping will bring up the details of that property, its size, and by clicking on the draw down button, it will also bring up all of the different overlays relevant to that site. So under the search menu on the right hand side, I can see that the property details, the address, the fact that the maximum building height is 8.5 metres, there's overlays for steep and unstable land, infrastructure areas, it's in a low density residential zone, etc. And that is a resource that's accessible all across the Sunshine Coast and every other local government area in Queensland. By way of a reminder, another very powerful tool to use is Queensland Globe via Google Earth. Once you open Queensland Globe, you simply search for the property you want to look at or the locality you want to zoom to, such as Nambour as another example. As discussed previously, Queensland Globe provides you access to all the property boundaries and lot and plan information and parcel size information the Queensland Government has, and is automatically updated by the Queensland Government. So if I zoom into any individual property, I can very easily and quickly access easement information, which is seen in the green colour here. And by hovering over the eye icon of each property, I can understand the lot and plan number for that property, the title area for that property, and in yellow, visually, will be overlaid on up-to-date aerial photographs the property boundaries for that property in question. This is a very quick and helpful tool to investigate splitter blocks or lots of a size that may be suitable for further subdivision or redevelopment. When investigating a property, if you wish to have a quick snapshot of what may be present on the ground for that particular block, so for example, understanding if there's any major vegetation on the site, street lights or power poles in front of the site that may impact what can be done on it, simply hover over the top right hand side where the yellow icon is, left click and drag and drop the person icon in front of the property in question, and that will take you directly to Street View. And using the left click button on your mouse, you can very easily view the property you're reviewing, any infrastructure that may be within the street that could impact any development you're looking at, or to simply understand what the age of the house that may be present on the block in question.
as usual, he's a gun at his game, and I really appreciate the time Peter's given. So if there's any further questions you have for us, just contact me through the meetup group or through Facebook, and we'll see what we can do to help you. But I hope you've enjoyed that and got a really good understanding of how powerful these tools are. Cheers for now.